Jesus looked at them and said, "With man this is impossible, but not with God. All things are possible with God." "If you can," said Jesus. "Everything is possible for one who believes." Mark 9 verse 23. Jesus replied, "What is impossible with man is possible with God." Luke 18 verse 27. "I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me?" Jeremiah 32 verse 27. Hearing this, Jesus said to Jairus, "Don't be afraid, just believe, and she will be healed." Luke 8 verse 50. "For no word from God will ever fail." Luke 1 verse 37. "For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well." Psalm 139 verses 13 to 14. Jesus looked at them and said, "With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Matthew 19 verse 26. He replied, "Because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." Matthew 17 verse 20. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish and looking up to heaven, he gave thanks and broke them. Then he gave them to the disciples to distribute to the people. They all ate and were satisfied, and the disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. Luke 9 verses 16 to 17. "I will give thanks to you, Lord, with all my heart, I will tell of all your wonderful deeds." Psalm 9 verse 1. On a Sabbath Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues, and a woman was there who had been crippled by a spirit for 18 years. She was bent over and could not straighten up at all. When Jesus saw her, he called her forward and said to her, "Woman, you are set free from your infirmity." Then he put his hands on her, and immediately she straightened up and praised God. Indignant because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath, the synagogue leader said to the people, "There are 6 days for work. So come and be healed on those days, not on the Sabbath." There are 6 days for work. So come and be healed on those days, not on the Sabbath. The Lord answered him, "You hypocrites! Doesn't each of you on the Sabbath untie your ox or donkey from the stall and lead it out to give it water? Then should not this woman, a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has kept bound for 18 long years, be set free on the Sabbath day from what bound her?" When he said this, all his opponents were humiliated, but the people were delighted with all the wonderful things he was doing. Jesus replied, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but also you can say to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and it will be done." Matthew 21 verse 21. But when they saw him walking on the lake, they thought he was a ghost. They cried out, because they all saw him and were terrified. Immediately he spoke to them and said, "Take courage. It is I, don't be afraid." Mark 6 verses 49 to 50. "I fell to the ground and heard a voice say to me, 'Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?'